story that we have for you guys this week, honestly, it is the most unexpected animation news that just came right out of nowhere and immediately put itself up as the biggest one that really caught everyone's attention. Like, even when I first saw it, I was like, wait, what? Is this for real? Is this actually happening? Because let's be honest, I don't think anybody would ever expect that there would be a follow-up to this movie, especially after 20 years after its release. And what I am talking about, of course, is going to be Aardman Animations' animated classic, Chicken Run. Or, I mean, like, it is almost 20 years old. Is it at the point where we can call it a classic now? But anyways, the big thing is that Aardman Animation has officially announced that they are going to be working on a sequel to their first animated feature that they created, Chicken Run. Now, the big thing with it is that there are no details about what's going to be in the movie, so we don't really know what the plot is going to be about. We don't know who is going to be among the cast. Like, we don't really know. There is no official word if either, like, Timothy Spall or Mel Gibson are going to be returning in the cast. But what we do know is actually going to be who's going to be involved with this project. So far, in terms of the people that are going to be working in there, or at least the companies first off, we know that the financiers are going to be Studio Canal and also Pathé, where Aardman Animation, of course, they're going to be working on it. As for who specifically will be working there in terms of the people, one thing I will start off by saying right now is that the original director of the film, Nick Park, is nowhere to be seen. There is no confirmation on how Nick Park could actually be involved with the project. Maybe he'll come in as a producer, but there's no word on where he's going to be in the production so far. But it is said that Sam Fell, who actually did work with Aardman as a director of the 2006 movie Flushed Away, and his last directorial work was actually the 2012 Laika movie Paranorman. He is actually going to be the director of this project. And of course, there's also going to be Carrie Kirkpatrick, who actually was the original writer of Chicken Run. He's actually going to be coming back along with John O'Farrell, who are going to be grouped together to go and work on the script. In terms of the producers, they do have Paul Cooley and also the Aardman co-founders Peter Lord and David Sproxton. Now, in terms of when they are actually going to be making it, now, there is no confirmation regarding when this movie is actually going to be released, but Aardman also did confirm that they will immediately start working on Chicken Run 2 right after they finish making the current movie that they have. And coincidentally enough, that one is actually another sequel to one of their previous films, which is Shaun the Sheep Movie, where the movie in here is actually called Shaun the Sheep Movie Farmageddon. So, after that one, they'll go and immediately work on Chicken Run 2. And as for the release date, it'll most likely be coming out sometime, like either in 2020, like at the earliest, or maybe even 2021 or 2022. So it's around that time. So that's pretty much the big news that is going on right now, is the fact that Aardman is actually going to be making a sequel to Chicken Run after 20 years after the original. And when I first saw this news, it honestly blew me away. I wasn't prepared to expect this. I know this was a week where we had tons of movie news, but I didn't think that this would be one of them. I first saw it when I was just scrolling along and just, minding my own business on social media, and I saw this. I was like, wait, what? 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 That's gonna be a thing? What? This is real? A Chicken Run 2? What? Is it really? We're gonna get more Chicken Run? And, I was just in complete shock. And I'll just say this right now, that I love the original Chicken Run. I definitely do agree that it is one of the most revolutionary and one of the best stop-motion animated features out there. The scale of the entire movie, it just makes it feel so grand. It's a highly creative story. It's a lot of fun to watch. The execution of it is just definitely great. I know there might be a few cliches in there, but I love their own spin that they would go and put into this. The characters are enjoyable. The jokes are great. It's just, this is really one of the most fun prison break movies that there is out there. And of course, it also set a lot of records and a lot of historical significance as well. For those of you who don't know, you'll find that there are many people who would actually say that Chicken Run is the biggest stop motion movie of all time currently. And the reason why they would say that is because this is actually, right now, the highest grossing stop motion animated feature of all time, where it made a total of $225 million at the box office. And on top of that, there are also many people, including myself, who would actually claim that this is the movie that is responsible why the Academy Awards actually has the category of Best Animated Feature. Where I remember when I did my research doing Chicken Run and talking about its history, where it tried very hard in order to get that nomination for Best Picture, but sadly it didn't make it. But the board members of the Academy and all the people who saw it and all the Academy members, they felt like, you know, it really did try hard and it did the best it could. And it was the kind of movie that definitely did deserve an Oscar, at least for its own right. So they decided to go and create the category of Best Animated Feature so that movies like Chicken Run would not be overlooked and would actually be rewarded for their great efforts. So that's pretty much the big thing with Chicken Run, and yeah, definitely I am a big fan of the movie. Definitely a lot of fun to watch. And so when I saw this news, of course, I freaked out. I was like completely shocked, and I guess I was fanboying a bit. It was like, oh my god, we're gonna get more Chicken Run. I was not prepared for this moment, but then I washed off a bit of the shock, you know, tried to get rid of that so that I can think a little more clearly about this news in particular, about getting a Chicken Run 2. So that, okay, now that it kind of registered in my head that we are going to get another Chicken Run, there is one big question in my mind that I think about regarding this. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys. Do we really need another Chicken Run? Do we need a sequel to Chicken Run is all I'm asking. Because I'll be honest, you know, the more that I think about it, the more that I don't understand why we would need another Chicken Run. Because yeah, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Chicken Run. I love the movie so much. It's definitely great. But it's not necessarily the kind of film that I think that, okay, we need another one. We need to see more adventures with these chickens. You know, it's not really that kind of thing, because when you think about the movie, it's really built very well, but it's made to be its own thing. Because you think about it, this movie is made to be just that one movie and that's it. It's not really the kind that is made to be like really open to go and explore into other ideas, see where what other directions can you take with these characters, because it's made to be this prison break movie where chickens don't want to become pies and they gotta go and find a way to get out of the chicken coop. That's pretty much the big mission that is going on with this movie. So it's made to go and be its own thing. It's not made to go and expand into other places. You know, it's not necessarily like Shaun the Sheep or Wallace and Gromit, where you can go and create an entire franchise out of it. So really, it's hard to really imagine what else they can go and do with another Chicken Run movie. Are the chickens just gonna suddenly be caught in another chicken coop? Or are they going to be in another situation where they're in peril to become like pies or something like that? It's just, I don't really see I don't really know how they can expand the world of Chicken Run. And on top of that, I don't really see the reason why we need another Chicken Run. Especially the fact that, like I said before, like the movie was released back in 2000. And at this point, like, as I am recording this right now, it's already of legal age. Like, in Canada, it can actually go ahead and drink whatever it wants. So, really, Chicken Run is pretty much in the category right now where some people could actually say that Chicken Run is nostalgic to them. Like, it would count as an actual nostalgic movie. So, making a movie after 18 years, it just doesn't really make sense. But then again, some people could actually do argue that, well, we do actually live in an age where sequels and franchises are starting to become a lot more common. And not only that, but we are starting to see a lot more sequels to movies that just don't need sequels. Like, we're pretty much seeing sequels that nobody asked for. You know, we're starting to see things pop up like Nutjob 2, Hotel Transylvania 3, Ice Age 5, Sherlock Gnomes, and all that kind of stuff. Do people really want more adventures with these characters? Not really, but yet here it is, and it somehow exists. And I guess Chicken Run can fit in that category. But then again, when you do look into the circumstances, the fact that right now, after almost 20 years after the original, Aardman decided that now it is a good time to go and do a sequel to Chicken Run. And at this point, I just gotta say that there really is a lot that is running with this sequel. Because people are really gonna have a lot of high hopes. Because if you are going to make a sequel to Chicken Run after 20 years that the original was released, then you better have an amazing idea. You better have an idea that is just so crazy, that is just purely genius to the point that you gotta make a follow-up. You gotta revive these characters in order to make another Chicken Run. There better be a godforsaken great reason why you are making a Chicken Run 2, especially at this point right now. And honestly, from there, there's going to be a lot of pressure running into it because, again, you look back at Chicken Run, and that one is a highly acclaimed stop-motion animated feature. This is really one of those movies that really put Aardman Animation on the map, like right up there with Wallace and Gromit and stuff like that. So really, they would have to pull off something amazing. If this movie even turns out something that is a little bit subpar to the Aardman standards, like if this thing came out, like it pretty much got the same results as something like Early Man, then there's gonna be a lot of disappointment. There's gonna be like a lot of anger and a lot of backlash that's going to be towards Aardman that they didn't make something amazing with Chicken Run, and it just seems like a poor excuse to go and create a sequel. So yeah, honestly at this point, there really is a lot that's going to be running with this sequel. Maybe it's going to work out, maybe it's not, but honestly, I better hope that they do have a great idea with this. Otherwise, it would just seem like a really pointless move to go and bring back Chicken Run. Now, maybe you guys would think that it is a great idea to actually bring back Chicken Run. Maybe you guys are excited. You know, you can leave your thoughts about what do you think about this whole idea about Chicken Run 2. But for me, I just feel like I really don't know. I'm just drawing a blank in terms of what else they can do for making a Chicken Run 2, and also I'm drawing a blank on why is it that we need a Chicken Run 2. It just feels right now like it's an unnecessary sequel. So is it going to work? Is it not? I guess for now we'll just have to go and wait and see. But I will say right now though that it won't be until a few years later that we're going to see it out in theaters. Like I said before, it's going to be coming out, I'm expecting at the very least, at the earliest, maybe sometime in late 2020 or in 2021. At the latest, maybe we'll see it in 2022. But we know that after Shaun the Sheep, Farmageddon, they are going to go and work on Chicken Run. So let's just see what happens. And honestly, the most optimistic thing that you could say about it is just, we wish Aardman the best of luck with what they can do with Chicken Run 2.